Hi, Rob. How are you doing today?
Hi, Stephanie. Very glad to meet you.
How are you doing?
I'm getting by.
You're getting by.
Getting by.
Okay. So what brings you into our studio today?
Well, I've recently retired and I suffer from osteoarthritis.
Okay.
Okay? So my lower back and my neck are compromised. It, I'm having a tougher and tougher time getting around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm kind of hoping you can show me some measures that would be rehabilitative to allow me to get more mobile again.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea for sure. Why now?
Why not? Um, I don't know. We like to travel. We like to see things. We used to dream about long walks on the beach, and I couldn't do that right now if I wanted to. But I'd
Okay.
still like to.
Yeah.
I really would.
Yeah, for sure.
And we have a grandchild now. Sooner or later, we're going to be chasing this kid.
Okay.
And I'm not up for the chase, not yet.
Okay, so things have changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's pretty important to you then, hey?
It should be, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Life's been leisurely, but I know I need to turn this around.
Okay. Well, no time like the present, right?
That's why we're having this conversation.
Okay, so I want you to tell me what your activity looks like now. Like, what does your average week kind of look like?
I'm still good for chores around the house and shopping adventures.
What about more prescriptive exercise or
Um,
activities? Something a bit more vigorous
yeah,
than, say, just running chores or
there's
to the
not been
store.
much.
Not much?
There's not been much at all, no.
Okay. So any other interests or things you do in your leisure that might kind of fall under that category?
Not. I do have things of interest, but they wouldn't. You wouldn't characterize it as physical activity.
Okay.
You know,
Like what?
I used to love to ski, and I wouldn't mind trying that again.
When's the last time you
But
did that?
it was probably 15 years ago, maybe
Okay.
longer. You know, I'm afraid if I went down on the ski hill now, I'd be a long time picking myself back up again.
Yeah.
You know.
So a nice goal to work towards, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you said
Yeah.
you were retired. So what was your job?
And casual walks, casual hikes, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. You know, that long walk on the beach.
Yeah.
The way I'm going about it right now ain't likely to happen. You know.
Okay. Um. So sorry, you said you were retired. So
Yes.
what did you do for work?
I'd spent 32 years with Canada Post, and 14 of those years I'd spent out on the street as a letter carrier.
Okay, so you did do lots of walking at one point.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You know,
And then
with,
right before you
with
retired?
35 pounds of junk mail hung around my neck. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. You know, and it was probably it wasn't the best paying gig I ever had, but it was probably the most satisfying gig I ever had. I really liked the work. I
Okay.
couldn't do that now if I wanted to.
Yeah. Okay, well we can try fix that.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you were doing when you retired? Or what
No,
were the years
they-
leading up to? Because you said you did that for 14 years. So
Yes.
what did you do at the end?
The last couple of years were spent in a sortation duty in the plant because it was considered to be more of a rehab or a modified position for the sakes of broken down old buggers like myself.
So is that maybe when your back and your neck and stuff started to bother you? You moved into those
No,
roles?
the damage was already done by that time. That was the post office trying to accommodate me because I was already
Okay.
compromised.
So this has been going on for a while then.
Yes, it has.
Okay. Cool. And that was my next question anyway. So other than those issues, is there any other illnesses or injuries that you've had?
There's diabetes is an ongoing problem.
Okay.
You know?
Type 1 or 2?
Type 2.
Type 2?
Type 2.
And it's managed?
So.
Okay.
So. Our blood sugars are bouncing around a little bit. One of the things that affects my blood sugar levels the most is just the amount of physical activity that I can manage
Yeah.
in a day. And there are days go by when I'm just not physical enough.
Yeah.
You know, so on those days the blood sugar gets escalated.
Okay. So that would be another good important perk then, maybe of activity,
Oh, absolutely.
is to managing that a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that would be a nice little perk. So tell me, do you have any other previous training exercise experience in the previous years?
Oh, a lifetime ago, I used to be big in cross country running, and some of that was supervised. You know,
Within, say, more like the last 20?
no, no,
No.
no real activities like
Okay.
that.
Okay. So you've never had a trainer?
No.
Okay. Do you ever go to the gym much?
20 years ago, trainers weren't commonplace.
No,
That
I
didn't
know.
exist.
We're in a new anomaly.
Yeah.
Okay. So once upon a time you were a runner. Any other sports?
Like I say, I used to ski. I used to sail.
Okay.
My sense of balance isn't such that I dare do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'll be a drowned rat.
Well, we can work on your balance too. Why did you stop those things when you did?
I got married, and the love of my life, she don't do any of those things.
So that's okay.
So that was a sacrifice.
Okay. So how much knowledge would you say that you have about physical activity?
Probably precious little.
Okay.
You know, I've got some kids that are concerned about my welfare, that are prepared to share lots, but they get abusive after a while. So
It's because they care, I'm sure.
what's that?
I'm sure it's because they care.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
But that's not what it sounds like by the time the rant is over. I tell you.
What would you say your comfort level is like then with physical activity?
Well, I was comfortable on the couch.
Okay. So, a lot to learn, but that's okay.
Yeah. Some of those areas I think that would be most interesting to me right now would be some yoga. And I know that there is yoga specifically designed for an aging population that allows them to stretch those areas that I feel sore at. Tai Chi is a possibility, because that tests your balance,
Yeah, for
It'll
sure.
probably be embarrassing for a while. And I think I should be spending some time in the swimming pool too.
Okay. So that actually leads really nicely into my next question. I was going to ask, what kind of changes are you considering? So more balance work, more flexibility work, a bit of
Yeah.
cardiovascular work.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Any other changes, like anything habit-wise, nutrition-wise, any other changes that you're kind of thinking about making?
Well, I should be making nutritional changes that would result in a better controlled blood sugar level. Mm-hmm. But I don't like giving up treats.
Well, we can always work on things gradually. Start you off one step at a time.
Let's deal with the physical aspect of this.
Sustainable changes are where we want to be, right?
Because life ain't worth living if I don't get a chocolate dipped ice cream cone every once in a while.
So when were you looking at starting?
What's that?
When were you thinking about starting?
6 months ago.
Okay, so soon.
Soon, yeah.
Okay, soon. So, and like, how motivated would you say you are then? Kind of scale 1 to 10.
Well, we're not having to chase the grandchildren yet, but that's gonna come. So, motivational level, let's establish it at a 7.
A 7.
If you want to grade it, so
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Let's say 7.
Okay, so maybe we can talk about a few things to bump it up to about a 9. We can work on that
Baby
next time.
steps.
Yeah, baby steps.
Okay.
And so, where do you think you are right now physically
Probably a train wreck.
in comparison to the goals that you were just talking about?
Oh, I've got a long way to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you be open to doing some
'cause
assessments to get a nice...
osteoarthritis isn't going to go away.
No.
It's only going to get progressively worse.
You're absolutely right. See, you know more than you said.
And there's no treatment out there available, that's going to fix this. So the best I could hope to do is to manage my own welfare.
Exercise is a wonderful way to manage it. So there's lots of scientific studies and stuff about that, and we can go into lots of details about that. Okay. And I can do a bit of extra research and figure out about some things that'll be appropriate for you.
All right.
But yeah, so would you be interested in doing some assessments then to maybe get an idea of where your starting point is?
Yeah.
And then, you know, we can have a nice picture to look back at.
I
and
suppose that
compare.
would be natural, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's schedule an assessment, and then I'll do a bit more of that extra research on osteoarthritis, like I said.
Okay.
And we'll get started.
There you go.
Sounds good?
Sounds